Hi, I'm Dr. Bill Berkowitz of Life Chiropractic. Let's talk about the three most critical causes, or really not causes, but success factors in dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome and headaches associated with chronic fatigue syndrome. One thing I want to point out here is, and I'm not trying to replace medicine because medicine has no cure. All they can offer you is partial symptom relief. And over time, that only yields a progressive worsening of the condition and a less and less effective symptom relief. So I'm just going to suggest we look at another option. We take a look at this from a different angle. And the way I look at it is that the body is programmed to heal. Your body is continually regulating and maintaining balance. It's continually repairing and healing tissues. Your immune system's working. So the question is, with chronic fatigue syndrome and associated headaches, why is the body not healing? And here's what I think is a partial thing that's going on. It might be the whole thing, and it is certainly a critical thing to take care of if you want to recover from chronic fatigue syndrome. There's imbalance. Imbalance in your structure that's causing imbalance in your nervous system. And that imbalance in your nervous system is in the autonomic nervous system. That's the sympathetic fight or flight system and the parasympathetic vagus rest and digest system. Inevitably, in every chronic illness, there's an overactivation of the sympathetic system. This has happened for so long, or due to your history with chronic fatigue, that it's actually resulted in an exhaustion of the sympathetic system. But along the way, it also suppressed the vagus nerve of the parasympathetic system. See, the sympathetic system is programmed for survival. And when the sympathetic system is activated, you get increased inflammation, increased stress hormones, impaired sleep, poor digestion, poor recovery, lowered immune function, and the list goes on. And when the vagus nerve is active, you get better recovery, better rest, better sleep, better healing, lowered inflammation, better digestion, lower heart rate, and that list goes on. So in chronic fatigue, when you've suppressed the vagus nerve and the sympathetic system is exhausted, you're left with an empty tank. And the way out of this, the way to support your body's healing, is one, to reduce irritation to that autonomic nervous system. That's typically in the upper neck and pelvis, and secondarily in the mid to lower back. Chiropractors that deal with balancing and corrective care are good for this. If it's just a chiropractor that does the same thing to each person on each visit, run. Also, craniosacral therapy, some very gentle myofascial structural integration work, some very gentle yoga are all good to help that. We also want to address breathing. We want to correct improper breathing patterns, because how you breathe fires off your autonomic nervous system. And most people are firing off their fight or flight system. And that's one reason they're in a state of exhaustion. And three is we want to support the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve has become inactive over months, years, maybe even decades. And as I stated earlier, it's the foundation for your health and well-being. You need to exercise it just like a weak muscle. You need to work it out to strengthen it. You need to strengthen your vagus nerve. And there's loads and loads of ways to activate the vagus nerve. And I would encourage you to use as many of those as possible. The primary way that I do this outside of chiropractic care is with conscious breath work, because you can do conscious breath work without any equipment, anywhere, anytime. You can even do it while you're driving a car. So make sure to subscribe to my social media channels where I post information on a regular basis. Also on my website, lifewithinchiropractic.com, you'll find lots of great information. Thank you.